Hello, you beautiful legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast. This is episode 472, and I am currently in the same place that I reported on our family hike back, I would say, I think on Monday, when Julian, Elizabeth, and myself we came here to check on the area behind the rock massive north of Killybegs. I came here with a naive idea to attempt a power hike into this beauty, which is Croaghacullin. I probably butchered the name, but this is it. This is actually the north summit, and I think the other one is somewhere there. At least there are two summits for Croaghacullin. One is slightly lower. Second is, I think, the one that matters, and that is actually marked on the maps as 405 meters. So it doesn't sound that much, but believe me, these hills in Ireland are different types of beasts to tackle than regular rocky mountains that you might have hiked or climbed in the past, because while the mountains tend to be dangerous from the side of being just steep and rocky, these hills are covered in boglands and pretty much untouched, mossy and very soft areas, very dampy and boggy areas. And in between those boglands are hidden pits and rocks, so you can either fall and crack your leg, or maybe got to the pit that is big enough to swallow you whole, or you might crack your leg because you will step on the moss or something that looks like a cushion and normal land, but it only covers a very uneven, hard, rocky surface, so you can twist your ankle or something like that. So a very dangerous type of terrain that doesn't look that dangerous when you approach it visually the first time. And when you look at the heights of these hills, they are nothing, I would say, amazing. If you look at the mountains of 2, 3, 5,000 meters high, these hills here in Donegal are probably maximum 700, not even that. I think Errigal and those areas are more of a 700s, while Bluestack Mountains are probably in the upper 600s. So barely mountains from definition, but they are amazing anyway and have different sets of challenges to offer. So whoever thinks about diminishing their challenging nature might be up for a very dangerous and bad surprise. So I was naive to think that I can power hike it, especially that I didn't know which approach I might take, and I am yet to find any reasonable space to tackle it, so definitely not going to happen today. I will just do the reconnaissance and see from the side that we didn't check with Elizabeth and Julian if there is any possible way to not get straight away wet, boggy and soaking and try to get with fairly dry foot up to the summit. But as I said, there are two summits. So one is there. Sorry, one is there, and the second is somewhere there. It's just covered by the trees at the moment, and both are difficult. I think because there's no single trail visible on them. So it's not like the regular mountains where you have trails where people kind of hike through it multiple times. It's well beaten track, or at least half beaten track. There's nothing like that here. It's just purely, you can see the fencing and woodlands with some patches and areas where you think it looks nice, but once you start stepping on it, it's a pure peatland or bogland, which is very soft and uneven, and you need to carefully put your steps there. So yeah, a bit disappointed, to be honest, but hey, I got some fresh air before I return. I will likely come back a bit earlier than I was expecting, so I will go to the shop, grab the proper survey map for this area, because I have a good chunk of Donegal covered with the map number 11 that I bought for Christmas, but it doesn't reach as far as Killybegs area and where I am at the moment, so I need to buy the segment number 11 to cover that area and see where possibly I can attack it. But definitely it will be one of the lowest mountains or lowest hills, but the hardest at the same time so far that I tried to tackle. I tackled a lot of those and climbed a lot of those in Wicklow Mountains, which were dangerous in themselves, but I think they were much easier than these. So it's definitely a new challenge since we moved to Donegal, and I hope that wind is not making too much noise. And these mountains are very interesting. There's a lovely sunset coming shortly, probably in about 15-20 minutes. There should be more colors. As you can see, it's a clear sky mostly. There were a little bit drizzly moments, but they were very, very sparse or scarce or scarce. I don't know. I might be butchering the even English words, but yeah, this is pretty much it. I was hoping to show you some views from the summit, but I guess you need to wait for another episode where I will tackle this lovely hill, and I might actually plan for the whole day and tackle both summits and maybe a third lower hill that is just behind them. I don't know how long it will be, but yeah, once at the top it is fairly rocky and steady and solid surface, so it's easy to walk on the ridges and on the hills themselves, but the problem is usually just the access to them from the bottom or from the foot of the hill to get there. So yeah, it's a very interesting type of hill walking rather than climbing mountains. From today's update, it was just a normal working day. I went to sleep fairly late yesterday for a reason. I actually intended to stay longer. I put Julian to sleep with Elizabeth, and they were early in bed. I finished my blog post also early to give myself a space and started working on my YouTube stuff and a couple of other things. All is going well, not much to update you on. We are just slowly preparing for a trip to Dublin on Sunday, which will be the whole day, as I call them, stormy days. in Dublin on Sunday, and then the week later we are flying out to Poland. And we don't have anything yet booked for Wrocław. It's only 5 days, but still we need to book some accommodation for the sake of spending that time in a fair comfort, especially that Poland has much colder winter than ourselves here in Ireland. So yeah, I will give you some time back today because I took enough time the day before yesterday and yesterday. They were especially long blog posts, and I think the episodes were a bit shorter, but still. This is it. One more look for you guys. Beautiful hills of Donegal and Croaghacullin that I will conquer soon, but not today. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a single segment video. I recorded a couple of bad segments while I was driving, etc. I might leave them for maybe bloopers or some bonus content later on. Maybe to add it once I will conquer it or get to the Croaghacullin. But for now, that is a single segment episode. Thank you very much for spending time and listening to me and watching me. Have a great rest of the day or afternoon or evening, wherever you are. Stay tuned and see you in tomorrow's episode.